Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Castlevania 3. Once again playing the Japanese version, so technically like Akamatsu Densetsu, but there we are. We are in stage 5 of the game so far, despite only being on the 4th level that we played. That is because, again, like I said last time, we actually skipped level 2 by going straight to collecting Sypha, who, I will be honest with you, we are not going to see pretty much at all in this level. There is one point where we might use her if we get lucky, but generally speaking, she's not a great pick for many, if any, of the obstacles on this level. This is a tower level, and if you know anything about Castlevania games, you know that tower levels are some of the worst in the game. They're always pretty annoying times. Lots of dangerous stuff flying around, lots of climbing up stairs, hoping that things don't hit you. It's a bit of a nightmare. We're pretty well equipped, but this is a long stage, and there are a lot of places where if you get unlucky, you just kinda are forced to take unavoidable damage, and there's not much you can really do about it. Like, you just have to take the damage and go, great, wonderful, thanks for that, I guess. So I suppose it's harder than the last episode, the Ghost Sip, but not necessarily because of anything the game throws at you. It's just like, or not necessarily because of anything the game intends to throw you, I should say. It's kind of harder on the basis that it's just a lot of places a lot less fair. Things like the flying gargoyles you saw in that stair section, because there's a degree of randomness to them, you can just get hit as you're going through, and it's just like, great, I had no way to avoid that. We are actually going to change to Sypha for this section, because I know that their lightning spell is actually great for dealing with these night enemies, rather than try and hit them as we're climbing the stairs, which is always a bit risky. We can just hit them like this. Make things a whole lot easier. It does make the platforming a little bit more difficult, because I noticed that it's a bit harder to judge where Sypha actually is in relation to a platform, because he doesn't have the, with the Belmonts in all of the Castlevania games, you can kind of tell where they are because of where their foot is in relation to the platform. So it's pretty easy to tell at what point is like the final moment you have to get yourself off of a ledge before it comes out from under your feet. With Sypha, because it's just, effectively a line where the robe hits the floor, you don't quite get that luxury. So it is a little bit harder to tell where you need to be with her for these kind of jumps, but we're just going to have to tough it out. This section's horrible. I can't recall the number of times I've been hit by a flying gargoyle just because, and it's like, I didn't really have any option here but to get hit. It's kind of very frustrating. But it's not a hugely lengthy section, so we should be able to get past it quickly enough. I should also clarify that we are moving on. We are only going to be doing one section, one level per episode. The idea was I'd be doing this at the same time as finishing the Phantasy Star 2 playthrough, but my controller has given up, and I can't run the damn thing at the moment. The controller just doesn't do anything. So it's unfortunately, despite being right at the very end of the game, still can't really progress. This section can be very nasty if you get unlucky. If you get lucky, it's not actually that bad, and I think we have got lucky. Ooh, yeah, that's the worst bit. You can take some damage here if you get unlucky, but it looks like we've gone through, and we've gone through unscathed. That's great. Now, we do really want to grab some holy water, and I do think that there is some in this final section of the level somewhere. If we can grab some, that'd be great. The final boss isn't too bad, even if you don't have it. Great. That's a problem, because it means we start here again, so This section isn't actually that bad, it's just the having to go through the section with the massive towers of the dragon head enemies. That's the real struggle here. The Axe Knight isn't that bad if you realise that you can jump through here and you don't get stuck on the stairs. That's the real kicker. And you stop taking damage unnecessarily. Like I was there, I didn't need to get hit half those times. Just come down here. I think this is another whip upgrade. It's a knife, but we'll have to take it. Unfortunately, Sypha isn't really any good against the final fight of the level, unlike with a lot of the other bosses, so we're kind of screwed there as well. And we didn't get lucky this time. Nope. Yeah, pretty much you're not hitting any of these guys out on the ledges. The only ones you're really hitting is that one at the very bottom, and then this one at the very top. So take those guys out just for the points, if nothing else, and then hope for the best. This bird can be very frustrating if their patterns are a bit weird, like it was there. And you saw what the last one was like. Again, holy water is the item you really want for this final fight, but it looks like we didn't quite get lucky enough to get that. We've just gotten some extra points. Luckily, we can heal up with a roast leg there. And this guy isn't, again, like a lot of things in this level, it's all kind of luck based more than anything. If you can just deal the damage really quickly, it's not too bad. But it's all about like the blocks falling from the ceiling, and if you get unlucky with where they come from, he can wipe you out. If you got lucky like we did there, we can wipe him out really quickly. And yeah, that is the level over. That is the tower of the, well, first tower I believe that this game, because it is infamously difficult even for a Castlevania game, it feels rude enough to give us 2 tower levels, not just 1, 2. So we could be in for a bad time in the next episode. Well, not in the next episode, but when we get to that even harder tower later on. And I suppose the second level that we skipped was also a tower. So 3 towers in this one game, in Castlevania game. That's a scary thing to hear. But yep, in the next episode, we're going to take on the next level. This moat bridge. It's not a drawbridge. It's the bridge over to Castlevania, to Dracula's castle. I hear conflicting reports on how difficult it is. It sounds like perhaps the stage isn't that bad, but then the boss is pretty awful. Whereas a lot of the bosses in this game are actually pretty easy, so we'll see what it's like when we get there. But for now, I would like to say thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Tune in next time. But for now, thank you for watching, and ciao.